So this is the recap for live stream 374. And we've had a profitable day, but it was a somewhat difficult day. Started day in a bit of a drawdown. Stuck with the strategy for the most part and was able to dig myself out of the hole. Should have had a bigger winning day, but due to the psychological impact of the drawdown, I certainly took profits quickly, something I do have to be aware of, and I do have to stop doing because it will certainly hurt me in the long run. So we can see, I'll just have a look at the account. Actually, yeah, because I have a look at the trades first. So came to the market, pretty much the standard time. Came to the market a bit later than I would like. I missed the gold trade, didn't I? So came to the market. Normally I come to the market around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. Missed this trade long, would have hit target. Went long here, and due to the market suggesting a shift over to more bearish setups, I ended up taking a loss. I went long here, got out of the position, this was the bearish setup on that candle. So I immediately went short, took profits, went short again, took profits. So after the initial trade, which I made the right adjustment in getting out of, took a loss there, took two trades and two winners right there. And Q was a little bit more difficult, if I could say so. So went long, was stopped out, long again, got out of that position. I went short, and as prices set up again, I went short again. Well, because I was in more than twice the normal amount, I decided to take profits halfway to target. So this was this blue line here. After that second ad, I decided to take profits before target. The actual target was down at 52. Now, what happened was, as we can see, price came down. I was a bit concerned when this pullback. Prices started to hang around a little bit. So I decided to be aggressive with my trail and trail down to around that 67. And eventually the market just pulled back just slightly, picked up that 67. Now the stop wouldn't have been hit because we clearly see prices didn't break the highs. And if I'd have been patient, rather than getting stopped out at 67, the ideal target of 52 would have been hit. I was a little bit concerned about holding into the 50s, and that's primarily because we saw it bounce out of the 50s. But if we look back, we can see here during the European session, we had the lows of the day put in around there. So after seeing that sharp move up, I was a bit concerned that we could see the buyers that have stepped in twice already today in the 650s could come back in with a bit of a vengeance. So caused a little bit of anxiety in terms of taking the profits a bit quicker. Now we'll have a look at the overall account. So the account's just gone above the million now. We've from the account inception, we've up 457. Today was the 4th of November. And we can see, let's go back to where we were. So day didn't start well, lost 57, lost 54, lost 16 on that flip on the gold. After which we picked up 58. These are just commissions. Picked up 57, picked up 62, finally picked up 84. This should have been over 100. But due to the fact that I closed a position early, that's the reason why it's 84,250. This 62,750, that was that trade. I closed halfway down towards that take profit. Now, what we'll do is we'll look at the trade performance. Over on the trade performance here, we can see we took a total of 7 trades, 4 on NQ, 3 on gold. From there, we can see we picked up a total of 135.40. We had 4 winning trades, 3 losing trades for a win percentage of 57%. We can also see that we had 2 winners, 1 losers over on 2 winners, 1 loser on gold. Average win 58,200. The average loss, which was that trade that we did get out of early because we noticed the shift in the market. We only lost 16,800. Over on NQ, we can see the average win being 73,500. The average loss being 55,750. The average win should have been bought up a little bit more if I would have held that final trade to target. But we can see the average win overall to the average loss. It is bigger. We did have good win percentage. Average wins bigger compared to the average loss. Of course, this would have dragged down the average loss getting out of the gold position earlier. So that's certainly a bit of a distortion there and getting out of the winner earlier. A bit of a distortion there on the overall averages. But overall, the statistics seem okay. And most importantly, continue to be profitable on this current strategy. DC was a little bit concerned because we did see a pickup in the VIX, which is something I do look at. Did see the VIX trading above 5%. At the time, it's currently trading above 11%. That certainly was a bit of a concern because I do know that in volatile markets, I tend to perform pretty poorly. I came into the market seeing the market was down. We had NQ down over 1%. Gold was down pretty much close to 1% as well. We had some bad news over there on Palantir and a few tech stocks as well. On semiconductors, we can see the semiconductor ETF SMH is down 2%. Palantir is down 7%. I think at one time I saw it around the 8% mark. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the trading for today. That's just going to wrap up all the trades I took today. So took a lot more trades than I'd like. Was at the charts for longer than an hour. Ideally, I'd like to be here just an hour, but just the fact that I dig myself into I dug a hole that I had to get out of. I stayed a bit longer. Stuck with the strategy for the most part. Certainly should have followed. Should have ideally followed the rules of the strategy a bit more. But something to improve on. Now, with that said, thanks for watching. Good luck trading. Have a great day.